Hello, happy Wednesday. It is Wednesday. I am so thrown off at times about the day of the week. Part of that is I watched our granddaughter yesterday, and so then that just wackadoodles how my week goes. All right, if you're hopping on, say hello. If you're catching the replay, say replay. And if you would like information on anything that I'm using today and the bundles that I've created for a no crease eyeshadow, you're going to comment Wednesday. So we are going to do our whole face. I have on this really bright, pretty sweater, but very bright. So we're going to talk about what I would do to tone this down because it's a lot. All right, let's get into it. I need to run some errands and get ready, and I just want to tell you that we have an eyeshadow sale going on, and it is 30% off. We rarely do above 20% off on anything. And the eyeshadows that are included are liquid shadows and our stick shadows. So we're going to use those today, and I'll show you kind of what we're going to do. So we're going to really focus on the eyes, and I have to do the rest of my face, but we're going to really pay attention to the eyes today. So say hello if you're watching replay, and I might have a special something for those that comment. So you want to comment to be in on that. All right, I need a little lip mask. I feel like putting a little lip mask on before I get going on my makeup helps my lips be more hydrated, and then I can always just wipe a little off if it seems a little much at the end. The other thing I want to do is I don't talk enough about our collagen. I love our liquid collagen because they come in little packets like this. They do not need to be refrigerated. You can if you prefer it to be colder. I don't mind. And it has sort of a tropical pineapple-y flavor. I've heard someone say it tastes like a pina colada. I would disagree with that because I hate pina coladas. I hate coconut, and this does not taste like coconut. So if I can take this, it does not taste like coconut. But one of the things this is marine collagen. So this is kind of your hair and your nails and your skin, the beauty collagen, right? And in a liquid form like this, it is easier absorption than like a powder form. And I have a special deal. It's not like where the eyeshadow deal is. It's on a separate thing. But on my storefront, when you buy 3 items today and you add this to cart with a subscription, you will save 25% on the collagen itself. And that is unheard of. Plus you get free shipping, and you get free shipping every month when this renews. And you can get the 25% discount every month if you add other things to your cart. It's a little confusing sounding, but just message me if you're interested in the deal and I can explain it better. However, this is what I attribute to letting my hair grow faster, my eyelashes, also my quadra, but my eyelashes, all the hair, skin, nails, things. So I have been trying to take 2 a day. That's the maximum you can take. 1 is just the recommended amount, but 2 because I really want my hair to get longer. So I've been taking 2 a day. So I thought I'd start taking 1 with you because, again, I don't show this enough. It's kind of like all my supplements. I just take them all at once and I don't think about it. Just like that. All good. Good to go. All right. Yum, yum. Okay. Let's do primer. And I'm going to do the mattifying primer today. Haven't used this in a while. I think I used it one day last week. So we're just going to... Well, that was a disaster. Go me. Okay. I'm going to have to start doing makeup with a towel underneath me because I just dropped that everywhere. All right, let's try that again. I didn't get any over here. Oh, heavens. All right. So I'm going to do the mattifying primer because I'm going to do powder foundation today. All right, and I do a duo of our powders. I do one that is my shade and one that's a shade lighter. So I'm going to show you how I do that. So, oh, I don't want to go there. I want to go here. So last night, we got storms right as it was kind of time to go to bed, and they were pretty severe. Lots of lightning. I think, too, it looks more severe when it's dark outside and you get flashes of lightning rather than, you know, in the daytime, the lightning doesn't seem as severe. All right, so that's just my normal shade, and I basically avoided this area, right? Kind of my T-zone and under my eyes. And I just did like my cheeks, my forehead, all of that. Then I'm going to come in with this lighter color. Same brush. Come down the nose, under the eyes. You see how I don't need concealer now because that just brightened up that area. I love our powder. Our powder is not dry. It's infused with shea butter, so it's actually hydrating as you wear it. It's one of my favorites. So if you're interested in the foundation, comment Wednesday when we talk about what you're interested in. But I have a team of people that can help me color match you to make sure that you get just the right shade for yourself. All right. Moving on. Tell me if you're like this. Do you put your makeup on in the exact same order every day? Or do you kind of float around? If you watch any of my videos, I try to go in the exact same order. I'm kind of a regimented girl like that. We're just going to smooth this in. I think I mentioned this yesterday, but in case you didn't watch yesterday's video, our color sticks, we launched in May. This is June already. Yes. We launched in May some new colors, and I thought they were going to go away at the end of May, and they're not. So they're still available. So if those interest you, let me show you those shades because they're just so pretty. So we have this shade, which is called Blush Beach, which is so pretty. We'll use that today. Then we have, this is Copper Breeze. I'm going to use this today also. I'll show you how in a little bit. And then we used this one yesterday, Frosted Grape. So pretty. It sounds scary. It's not. It's a gorgeous little color. And then the lip glosses we launched last month are still available too. I don't know how that's possible. So my favorite is Summer Sorbet. It is just such a good everyday lip gloss color, right? But today I'm going to use the Golden Sunburst, and I'll show you how I'm going to use that. I just feel like all of this color needs sort of a very muted face because we could be a little overdone with colors. But I just think, you know, I just think this is a fun, bright color. And I'm not always a bright color girl. I'm a lot of times a black shirt girl. Isn't that pretty? So this is the Beach Blush Beach. I always say that wrong. Blush Beach. It just adds that pinky element I needed right there, right? So the contour is all the same, but with blush, without blush. Pretty, right? All right. I didn't curl my lashes yet. I try and curl my lashes earlier so they have time to like stop freaking out. But I didn't do that. So let's do that real fast. I have a mountain of things to do this afternoon, but I promised myself I was going to get ready and then I can do them because I need to run to the store and then I've got some stuff I have to do around my house. But I'm like, I'll feel better if I just get ready. And, you know, I get ready because, yes, I sell makeup. However, also, I just feel better if I get ready. I'm not worried about, oh, I got to run to the store. Do I need, you know, half makeup on, you know, store-worthy makeup? We'll do that one day, which is the simplest thing ever. And because I don't always leave my house, I just don't want my husband to be like, and does she ever feel like she wants to get ready? Because, you know, there was a time when I don't know that I put on makeup for like over a week. We didn't go anywhere, and so I was kind of like, why? But then you kind of have to have a little come to Jesus meeting with yourself and be like, you know, if you want him to stay married to you longer than the 29 years we're about to come up to, maybe you should make a little bit of an effort. Not that our marriage is about my looks. Don't get me wrong. But there are just a little bit of effort can go a long way. And it just makes me feel better. It's not really about what he thinks about me. It's also about what I think about me. I just feel more put together. I don't feel so frumpy. So if you're feeling frumpy, go put on a little mascara and a little lip gloss and then you can feel a little better. All right, so I'm going to use liquid shadows today, and I am going to go in this little brown world. So I'm going to use this dark shade and this shade that everybody and their dog needs, which is called Reverent, and it is just the best shade. So what's nice about these liquid shadows, they're great for hooded eyes like mine. They do not budge. They're infused with primer. They're semi-water resistant. I'm going to call it that. I don't like to call anything waterproof. Water resistant and great for summer because they just won't go anywhere. Sweat comes down your eye, no problem. You're all good. So I have often just used Reverent. Just put it all over, be done. It's kind of like that one stop and it looks like you did a little something. But today I'm going to try two colors. So I'm going to try a little darker in the crease and kind of the outer corner like I normally do, and then use this on my lid. I think that'll be pretty. So the deal on, and if you're wanting this, is you can get two shadows, i.e. two shadows, and then you can get a shadow brush. And then when you get two shadows plus an eye brush, you get 30% off. So pretty dramatic savings. Now it also includes our shadow sticks, and I don't use those quite as much as I do some other products. It's not because I don't care for them. It's just, I just love some of our other stuff better. So we're going to use these today. We'll dive into the shadow sticks. We have all month to go through these. The only thing about an all month deal that is this deep is some shades might sell out in certain things. So if there's any shadow you've been thinking, oh, I want to pick that up, I would pick it up sooner in the month rather than later in the month, because if it's one that's very popular, it's potential it could go away. But that's the same thing with any deal, right? All right. So what I like about these liquid shadows, is they have this little doe foot applicator. So you just really can't mess up. And then I like to use it with our blending brush, because this dries to like a powder finish. So it goes on like liquid and dries to a powder finish. So what I like the blending brush for is to just blend out the outer corners, because this is going to create just sort of a line, and then we're just going to kind of buff out the outer corners to get it all. You can tap with your finger also to kind of apply the liquid shadow to kind of smooth it out. My problem is I've been playing piano since I was 5, and none of my fingers are delicate enough. I know that's weird to say, but they're not. They're just too strong. So when I tap all of the eyeshadow off. I have a pretty finger full of eyeshadow, It's just not on my eyes anymore. So this is my workaround, and it works great for the deal this month because you need a brush in order to qualify for the 30% off. So, and you can add more and more and you still get 30. So if you wanted, like the 2 shadows I'm using today, but say you wanted to try, because I'm going to use this one today, the stick shadow, you can add the stick shadow and you still get the 30% off. So it's really great on a stacking deal, especially if you already know some of the shades that you're wanting. So I'm going to come right here in the crease and down a little. Then I'm just going to blend. You'll see as this dries down, it's just becoming this gorgeous. It looked scary when I first went on, right? It looked scary. Not scary. Do you see how that's just blending out? And it's just this gorgeous. Now, because I'm blending in this outer corner, I've got a little fallout, not fallout, but the blending brush came down here. So we're going to clean that up, and I'll show you how I'm going to do that. So I'm going to do the same thing over here. So we get it just in this sort of crease outer corner. And look at how frightening this looks before we start blending. I mean, it looks scary. But once you start, once it starts drying, and once you start tapping, so I'm just sort of tap, swirl, tap, swirl. We're just getting that into the crease and letting that become its powder self. It's just such a pretty color. All right, then I'm going to come in with the lighter color and just come on my lid. This is the most gorgeous champagne. And I'm not even going to touch that. I'm just going to let that dry because I want that right there on that inner corner of my lid. So again, we're just going to let it sit and it's going to come to a powder. All right, I'm going to come back with my powder, my lighter color, and this little bitty, I don't know what this is called. I got this off of Amazon. And we're just going to clean up that line where I went, you know, I was tapping with that brush, and that brush has a very wide arc. You can see it more over here. See how it just sort of got out of hand at the outside? So sticking with the same product I used earlier, just using that to clean up that line. Isn't that pretty? And I'll show you, if you're following me on my stories, I'll show you later in the day where I will shut my eyes and show you how these are not going to crease. It is crazy. It's just crazy. And my eyes are very hooded. Like when I open my eyes, you see how all that disappears, right? Like there's a lot of product on there. It doesn't look like a lot of product when I go like this. So sometimes, you know, I'm like, is all the eyeshadow worth it? But for a product that's not going to budge, it's worth it. All right, now I'm going to show you how we use this really light colored shadow stick. And we're going to use it in our waterline. Stick with me. Stick with me. So we're just going to put that right down here. Do you see how that just changes? Now wait till we have mascara on. It's so pretty. My eyes look more awake, and you can do a very specific how far you want to come in. Isn't that pretty? Now, we have several other shades, and we'll do a stick shadow day, another day. But I just thought these two colors today would be so pretty. All right, so we're going to do that. We're going to come in with, it's quadra time. Again, if you do not have a quadra from me yet, I'm going to challenge you to purchase one. And I'm going to challenge you that it is the best tubing mascara. It also is infused with lash serum, so it is nourishing to your lashes, and lash primer, so you do not need another product. Therefore, I'm saving you money. Great for the summer because a tubing mascara will not make you look like a raccoon when you're taking it off, or perchance you sweat trickles down in your face, you get splashed at the pool, whatever. All of those things. As long as you don't like rub your eyes, you're fine. To take off, I suggest on a cloth with warm water, and you just close your eyes and set it there and hold, and then pull straight down. So it's good for your lashes in the regard of you're not damaging your lashes by back and forth. It is water resistant to a point, right? If you say you get sweat in your eyes and you rub down, you're going to get little tubes off, right? That's going to happen. So be mindful of how you're rubbing your eyes or whatever. But it's good for your lashes in that regard because you're not breaking your lashes. If it's really adhered to each lash like a typical mascara, you oftentimes rub back and forth. And that can be problematic because you can be breaking and tearing your lashes, and you don't want to do that. So I'm just going to challenge you. Just try one. You have 14 days to try it, love it, or return it, right? If you don't like it, get your money back. So I'm going to challenge you. Try a quadra. All right. We are going to put on quadra. All right, so the double wand, long on the bottom, short on the top from how I'm holding it right now. And you just start, and if it's not doing for your lashes what you want it to do, you want to just swirl it over so you get the different side lash, like different side. So maybe you start on the short and it starts separating, or maybe for you, the long separates better, right? All of our lashes respond differently. So I'm not going to tell you what side to start on. I'm just going to tell you start. And then you'll see if it's doing what you're wanting it to do, or if you need to swirl. Like you just rotate like this, and then you've got longer teeth or shorter teeth, depending on where you started. So what I'm going to do is, when you comment, I'm going to put everyone in a drawing to win something from me. It's a product. That's just one pass. And the side that you use the first pass may not be the side you use the second pass. It just kind of depends on how that's going for you. Look at that though. My eyelashes are almost touching my eyebrows. That is the collagen and this mascara. Full credit. Full credit to both of those. If you didn't hear at the beginning, you can save 25% off of collagen subscription on my storefront. And if you like it, you can obviously get it every month. If you don't care for it, you can cancel your subscription, but you still get 25% off and free shipping. And that is new. It used to be on your subscription, you would get 10% off and still pay for shipping. So I'm loving this deal that they're offering. All right, why is that being wacky? I hate it when my lashes are being wacky. So this is like all clumped together right here. This handy dandy little tool off of Amazon is one of the best suckers ever for this. Because these little teeth are metal, I can just wipe this off when I'm done. There we go. That looks better. Much better. All right, if you haven't tried Quadra, comment Wednesday. We'll talk about it. All right, I'm gonna take a little bit of my lip mask off. We're gonna come in with a brown liner. I'm sticking with the browns today. If you're not following me on Instagram, comment IG and I'll send you my handle. Instagram is where all the links in my stories work. They don't work as well over here on Facebook, but lives don't work as well over on Instagram. So, you know, just whatever. Get it together, Meta. All right, I'm going to use our Copper Breeze as a lipstick. I know, but it's gorgeous brown. Gorgeous brown. So luckily we still have this. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? Such a gorgeous color. This actually sold out in Europe. So be grateful if you're in the US that we still have it. And I'm going to top with our Golden Sunburst, which this with just by itself is gorgeous. Just to add a little bit of shimmer. I mean, that's the best brown lip ever. And I have another brown lip I really like. I have two others I really like, but this is taking the cake right now. Too good. All right, that is going to be my face for the day. Again, you're going to comment Wednesday. If you comment replay even, that you're watching replay, it doesn't have to be that you want something. If you comment replay, I will put you in the drawing for the free item. So we'll see who is brave enough to comment replay. I know a lot of you are silent watchers, and that's okay. I understand, but I'm not going to pounce on you because you comment replay. I'm going to say thank you. Appreciate your support. That's simple. Let me know if you need any help with anything. That's basically what all I would say. So don't be afraid to comment. Just lets me know that you're watching. I can't see who's watching if you don't comment. I just see how many times it's been watched. So help a girl out. Comment replay. Comment Wednesday if I can help you with anything. And this eye turned out so pretty. 30% off because you have 2 shadows plus a brush, and that gives you 30% off. And then I'm going to leave my lip linked. So follow me on IG, and I'll leave a couple different mini bundles that I think will work out great. All right. Thanks for watching. Comment replay. I will see y'all later. Bye.